sometimes you have to get out and just have a bad day, I guess, or just let the badness do its thing. Take a deep breath. Start over. And welcome to the show. For the last hour, maybe a little bit more, I've been trying to get out here and take a picture of this thunderstorm that's about 100 miles away. First, let me say, this week, I'm using my camera to video and do some time lapse on this thunderstorm out here. So, I needed to stop, get everything organized, get it going, and now here we go. Okay, now I'm curious if this is recording as I talk. I hope it is. That'd be cool. That new app I found, I can record my screen with what I'm doing. So I'm going to take you along here and show you what we're seeing. The big storm out here is that one in Beeville you see there. That's one I'm filming straight ahead. And then, that is the big one over there. That, as we talk, probably right around straight line distance 100 miles. So we're seeing 100 miles out. We do have some other storms over here. I'm gonna let's swing over and take a look at those. And those are around I-37. You see where it says Alice there, goes straight up, and that's kind of what we're looking at over there, are those storms. Those kind of fizzled out. About an hour ago, those things were a lot taller, looked a lot neater, and the same as this one over here in Beeville. That thing was probably twice the height we're looking at right now. And I am just now getting here, everything set up, and hoping to do a time lapse of this. And I'm going to start that right now. Howdy guys. Hello there, gang. Thought I'd do something a little bit different today. Oops. Thought I'd do a little bit something different today and show you my workflow on these time lapses. One thing that let me back up. I used to do the time lapses on Photoshop. I still do use Photoshop sometimes, but I use Camera Raw now to do the edit of all the photos in the time lapse. And then I used to use Photoshop for the actual time lapse. Well, at some point Photoshop wasn't working for me for that, so I found a different way that's actually a lot easier. I like it a lot better, and maybe this will help you out too. And this works for Mac. I don't know anything about Windows, and I don't know anything about computers. I know very little. So I use a Mac. I'm on a Mac Mini, And this is how I work with how I do my time lapses. So what I'm going to show you here is let's see. Oh, we'll do this here. We'll go into the file that I've saved all my photos, and I'm just going to grab, and I've already done this, so I'm not going to go through the actual letting the computer do all the deals. So what I do is I grab the photos here, and then Command R to grab all those, and that's going to bring it into Camera Raw. And then what I do is I go through, and I've already done this. So, and the reason I did that is because it does take some time when the computer is doing its thing. I'll grab around the middle right here, and I'll do the edit on that. Do all the editing over here, all the sliders, all the, all that other good stuff. I'll get that middle one the way I want. Then what I do is, after I get that done, I will right click, and then I will go to select all, and then I'm going to go to sync settings, and I'm not going to actually hit that, but that takes just a few seconds to do that. And then what that does is all the settings that I did over here in the the adjustments, the sliders, and all that stuff. This is the same kind of thing that you do on Lightroom. All throughout the entire series of this, I forget how many photos this is, 382 or something like that. It will set all the settings for that to be the exact same. Now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to just click on that, and then these are my settings for this. I'm going to click on a new folder when I'm starting a new one here. That will tell me where I can save it, and then I get this to the 6-digit serial number, and then it begins with the computer picks that, and I always save these to JPEG. And then maximum 10 to 12, 8-bit channel, all this stuff I don't really worry about. Maybe I've adjusted that at some point in the past. I don't think I have, but basically this right here is what I use. And then I just hit the save button. That's going to take a while. That will take, on my computer, 10 or 15 minutes. So I'll let the computer do its thing, and then we're done, and then you can close that out. So what that's done is that has saved it to a folder here, Thunderhead TL Timelapse, and all those have been edited here. Now I've already looked at the time lapse. I noticed I must have bumped the camera at some point, and it got a little shaky at one point during the time lapse. It's about 15 seconds long. Anyway, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to hit this QuickTime, get that started. I'm going to go to Open Image Sequence. What that does is brings up this here, so I'm going to look for this file here, and oops. Yep. Let's see here. Open Image Sequence. I'm not sure why it did that deal. I'm going to go to this Edit folder. Oops. I'm going to select. Let's cancel that. I'm going to open an image sequence. There we go. I'm going to select all these. Command A. I'm going to select all the 253 items. Click Choose Media. And what that does is bring up this little folder here, or this little item here, and I'm going to go 24 frames per second, and then I will pick high quality ProRes, and then I will open that. Now this takes, you can see it's not taking that long, 20-30 seconds to do this. It's basically rendering the file now, and it's turning it in all those folders. It's turning them all those files, it's turning them into the time lapse. So let it do its deal here. Alright, and now I'm gonna go ahead and open that up in about 15 seconds. This is kind of wonky, so but anyway, you'll get the gist of what's going on with it. I think it turned out pretty good. Like I said, I must have hit the tripod or something was going on. I'm not sure exactly why it jumped around like that, but anyway, that's the process that I use to do my time lapses. Hopefully this will help you out if you want to start doing it. And it's very simple, very easy to do. You know, probably can do one of these in about 30 minutes. But it all really depends on how many files you got to open. Just remember, do all your work in Camera Raw, or you can even do them in Lightroom. I'm assuming, I don't use Lightroom anymore, but I'm assuming you can. Save those files to a JPEG. Come back, open your QuickTime, let it do its thing. Open image sequence. Easy for me to say, and it should all work out for you. So hopefully this works for you. Makes it a little easier if you want to try doing time lapses. If you enjoyed the video, if you're still here with me, I really appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you like, and smash the like button. That helps. And I hope to see you next week. Thank you.